My name is Rebecca, and I'm 39 years old. For the past decade, I've been raising my daughter, Mia, on my own after her father passed away unexpectedly. Mia is now 19, a bright young woman, balancing college classes and a part-time job at a local cafe. We've always been a tight-knit duo, leaning on each other through the tough times, financial struggles, late-night study sessions, and the occasional heartbreak. Our home in a quiet suburb of Seattle has been our sanctuary, filled with laughter, shared meals, and movie marathons that often stretch into the early hours. One rainy evening in October, Mia came home looking utterly drained. Her backpack slumped off her shoulder as she kicked off her shoes by the door, her usually vibrant eyes shadowed with fatigue. "Mom, I think I'm coming down with something," she said, rubbing her temples. She'd been pushing herself hard lately, juggling exams and extra shifts to save for a summer trip. The autumn chill had seeped into the house, making everything feel a bit more somber than usual. I suggested she rest in my room, where the bed was bigger and the blankets warmer. "Go ahead, lie down. I'll bring you some tea," I told her. She nodded gratefully and shuffled upstairs. I followed a few minutes later with a steaming mug of chamomile, finding her already curled up under the comforter, shivering slightly despite the layers. The room was dimly lit by the bedside lamp, casting a soft glow that made the space feel cozy and intimate. As I sat on the edge of the bed to hand her the tea, she shifted closer, seeking warmth like she did when she was little. "It's freezing tonight," she murmured, pulling the blanket up higher. I didn't think much of it at first. Motherly instinct kicked in, and I lay down beside her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders to share body heat. It was something we'd done countless times before, especially on those long winter nights when the power flickered or the heater acted up. The rain pattered against the window, a soothing rhythm that matched our breathing. Mia's head rested on my shoulder, her hair tickling my cheek. For a while it was peaceful, a reminder of simpler days when cuddles solved everything. But as the minutes ticked by, I felt a subtle shift in the air, a quiet intensity that made me acutely aware of how grown-up she was now. She wasn't the little girl anymore. She was becoming her own person, with dreams and worries that sometimes felt worlds away from mine. I tried to ignore the nagging thoughts creeping in. Being a single parent meant we'd shared everything, joys, sorrows, even vulnerabilities. But lately, with Mia on the cusp of independence, moments like this stirred a mix of pride and melancholy in me. What if she moved out soon? What would our home feel like without her daily presence? I pushed the ideas aside, focusing on the present. "Feeling any better?" I whispered. "A little," she replied, her voice muffled against my sweater. Her hand rested lightly on my arm, a gesture of comfort that warmed my heart. We lay there in silence, the storm outside mirroring the subtle, emotional undercurrents within. I could hear her steady breaths, feel the rise and fall of her chest. It was comforting, yet it highlighted how our roles were evolving. No longer just protector and protected. We were equals in many ways, navigating adulthood together. Then Mia shifted slightly, lifting her head to look at me. Her eyes held a softness I'd seen before, but tonight it carried a hint of something deeper, perhaps gratitude. Or maybe the weight of unspoken fears about the future. "Thanks for always being here, Mom," she said quietly. I smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Always, kiddo." But inside my mind raced. Was this closeness a sign we needed to talk more about her plans? About letting go? The moment stretched, filled with that quiet connection. I felt a pang of nostalgia, remembering her as a toddler seeking solace in my arms after a bad dream. Now those dreams were bigger. College, careers, relationships. I wondered if she felt the same pull, the desire to hold on while pushing forward. We didn't speak much more. Instead, we let the silence wrap around us like the blanket. Eventually, Mia's breathing deepened, signaling she was drifting off. I stayed still, not wanting to disturb her rest, but my thoughts wouldn't quiet. Single parenthood had forged an unbreakable bond between us, but it also meant I'd poured all my energy into her. What about my own life? Friends had suggested dating, but the idea felt distant. For now, this was enough. This shared warmth on a cold night. As I lay there, I heard the faint creak of the house settling, the rain easing up. Mia murmured something in her sleep, her arm tightening around me briefly. It was innocent, a reflex from years of habit. Yet it stirred a quiet reflection in me. How do you balance love with letting go? I closed my eyes, hoping sleep would bring clarity. But before I could fully relax, the doorbell rang, cutting through the tranquility like a sharp knife. Mia stirred, blinking awake. "Who could that be?" she mumbled. I sighed, reluctantly untangling myself from the bed. "Probably the neighbor." "Stay here, I'll check." Downstairs, I opened the door to find our next-door neighbor, Jordan, standing there with a concerned smile. He's in his early 40s, a kind widower who'd helped us with yard work and minor repairs over the years. "Hey, Rebecca. Saw your lights on late and thought I'd check if everything's okay. Storm's pretty rough out there." His thoughtfulness was a welcome interruption, pulling me back to the outside world. "Thanks, Jordan. Mia's not feeling great, but we're managing. Come in for a sec?" He stepped inside, shaking off the